first trail junction. We're heading up to Flattop Mountain, 4 miles. Alright, so I'm beginning my Rocky Mountain backpack, doing the CDT loop out of Bear Lake Trailhead, as I just saw in the video earlier. And I'm taking my first break already. I'm only 3/4 of a mile in, but it's warm and I was breathing hard. Need to eat a snack and get ready for going above Treeline. First view of the trip, well, of the hike. It's not bad. Look at the guy fishing all the way down there. Probably can't see him. It says it's Dream Lake. Alright, definitely above Treeline now, really feeling it. So Treeline's 11,400, something like that. And I'm like winded, can't drink enough water, mouth is parched. People are keeping it nice and chatting with me and I can't hold a conversation. So definitely feeling the elevation up here, but it's pretty incredible. So just keep pressing on. I feel okay otherwise, just maybe a little, I don't know, foggy and mouth is parched. Probably already drank 2 liters of water today. But anyways, look at that. You can see the parking lot at Bear Lake just down there. And then up there is Long's Peak. And it's crazy, that's over 14,000. So, I mean, I'm at 11,000 something. That's another 3,000 feet up. The summit of that thing is a half mile higher than where I'm at. Anyways, I think I got about 1,000 feet to go up here. I'm at 11,750 and I'm struggling. Like every footstep is an effort. Just trying to do 1 foot in front of the next. No, 1 foot in front of the other. This is really hard. There's Hallett Peak, and I think that's Tyndall Glacier. Almost up to the top of Flattop Mountain. You see Long's Peak over there. And look at that. How cool. Alright, I think the trail's leveling off. I think I'm up at the summit of Flattop Mountain. Look at that, just tundra, rocks. Got cairns marked away in case it's snowing. And I was concerned about the weather, and there are clouds building there, but they don't look like storm clouds yet. This is the summit of Flattop Mountain. I decided not to go for Hallett Peak because it's already after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I think it's just too late to attempt that because of the weather and stuff. And it looks nice, but those clouds are building, and you never know, I guess. I think it might be an hour from the summit of Flattop Mountain up to the peak of Hallett Peak, so 30 minutes back down maybe. Up would be like after 2:30 when I start on my hike to the campsite, and it's just too late in the day. So maybe when I hike out on Thursday, I will have earlier start, maybe have a little more time to do that. But also that climb up Flattop was very difficult. My leg muscles were burning. It was I wasn't clearing the lactic acid in my muscles. I felt like I was on a full sprint the whole time, even though I was struggling to put one foot in front of the other. We'll attempt one of these peaks another time, but 12,300 on the summit of Flattop Mountain is a personal high elevation. Never been that high before. Well, I think I went off trail. I was following a built-up trail, and then it just kind of ended. I don't know what happened. Back there at that trail marker, the sign, there was 3 or 4 trails that came together in only 2 directions. So I guess I chose the wrong one. Because this, I mean, it's beautiful, but it seems to end right here. And I think I want to be up there on that trail. Unfortunately, I see some cairns like right over there. So I don't think I'm too far off. Glad it's a open flat and not a forest, but I guess it just goes to show that even open areas can be really easy to lose the trail. So I think this must be on like a sheep trail or something. But anyways, I gotta make my way back over that way. Maybe this goes a little further. All right, I'm back on trail. Back on the official CDT trail. If I didn't say that earlier, this is kind of the whole point of the trip, is to hike on the CDT for a little bit. So here we are. This is the Continental Divide. Water going that way goes to the Atlantic Ocean by way of the Mississippi River, and water going that way goes to the Pacific Ocean. But what a landscape up here. Isn't that cool? It's a little windy. And I'm just out here walking across Bighorn Flats. Very flat. I think we're about 12,000 feet up, so that's pretty cool. No bighorns yet. that's where I came from. What an incredible place. 2 miles above sea level, up in the air. This is what the environment's like. And over here, I mean, it's, I don't know, 70 degrees. And then up there's a snow field. And you see the trail just seems to disappear into infinity. Okay, so as you can see, I'm sort of back under the tree line off of Bighorn Flats, and just I think I just got to go around this bend and then I'll be at my campsite for the night, Renegade. So that was a really cool walk up there, really awesome. I'm really lucky that the weather held out for me, that there was no storms. I do see some clouds in the distance. I don't know if they're going to come here, but definitely time to get to camp. That was a long day. I'm really hungry and out of water and exhausted. So we'll get down to camp and set up and get ready for the night. What the hell is that crazy noise? Some kind of animal like screaming up there. It sounded crazy. I said I wasn't going to film anymore, but the view is too good not to. So I brought all this stuff. Yeah, made it. Renegade camp. I guess this way. Not a moment too soon. I'm exhausted. Let's set up camp. There's a bold deer walking right up to camp. What you doing? I know there's another one around here somewhere too. I guess he's waiting to be fed. Alright, that's the end of day 1 of my hike. I've eaten dinner and got camp all set up. At first I tried to set up on that higher level, but it was too small. I couldn't fit the tent pegs in there, so I had to move down here. And that's about it. Where my pack is hanging is like the metal posts, and they say you gotta put your tent as close to that as you can. So I did that, and I got my bear can under a log over here. I actually went and ate dinner down by the creek down there, just I don't know, out of precaution, because everybody's so fired up about bears. But anyways, there's my bear can with all my food and scented items, toothpaste, sunblock, and should be safe there. I'll tell you that bear cans are hard to open. I mean, if I have trouble with it, I'm sure a bear would, I guess, unless they just smashed it. But anyway, that's about it. I'm just gonna, I think I may stroll down the trail to the maybe to the next campsite and see if anybody's around. I haven't seen anybody since I came down off the high tundra up there, so it's been pretty quiet. I know there's campsites around here, but I haven't seen anyone or heard anybody. Nobody's passed on the trail. There was just those deer earlier. All right, bye. Okay, it's day 2. Just left Renegade camp about 8:15 in the morning. And I think today is going to be a lot of just walking in woods like this. Just hiking and came out of the woods into this nice meadow. Look at that view. Towering mountains. Unfortunately, these pine trees are dead. I think it's a beetle that killed them all. Wow, that is a big meadow. Looks like I've come into Grand Lake, Colorado. I think I've done 9.5 today, and this is the something trailhead. Tonahutu Creek Trailhead. Elevation 8545. Yep. So here's the map. Well, basically I came from here down this way. Wait, is that right? No, I came from over here. From Bear. Well, Renegade camp was up here. I stopped at Granite Falls, took some pictures, and then hiked down here. Boom, I am there. And then where I'm going is roughly there. Yeah, look at the mileage. Entering Rocky Mountain National Park. Bear Lake, 19.5. That's where I came from. Granite Falls, 8.8. So, pretty big 2 days. I don't know where the heck the trail goes. I have to look at my map. Alright, I think we made it. Summerland Park. End of today's hike. So this was 11 miles and very easy trail today. It was mostly downhill, if not all downhill, and flat. A lot of it was like a road, so no problem. I could go another 5 miles. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop for the night and set up camp somewhere back in here. All right, I've eaten dinner, got a little rain shower going on. So this is the end of the second day of the Rocky Mountain trip. Today was pretty awesome. It was easy hiking, all downhill on a flat trail. And then got to the campsite around 3:30. And the weird thing about this one is the directions say that the water source is at the creek. But I can't find any creek around here. I don't know what they're talking about. I walked probably 500 yards in that direction, and I walked up in the woods in this direction, walked up and down to the trail, and I couldn't find it. I mean, it seems to me like this is a dry campsite. So I did find this little spring just up the trail with like a puddle by it and filtered water out of there, and it's actually has a little red tint to it, which I think is like tannins leaching out of the pine trees, so that's kind of neat. But I mean, it doesn't taste weird or anything. Anyways, I saw a moose like 100, it was probably 100 yards over that way out in the field. was awesome. He saw me, and he stared at me, and he stared me down, and I was kind of scared of him. But I had my camera, got a couple pictures of him walking away, made a little video. That was cool. I just wanted to see a moose. Not gonna lie, they're intimidating. It would be cool if they didn't really come very close to my campsite. But that's about it. Yeah, that's my story. The hiking today wasn't really beautiful. I didn't film a lot. It was just kind of walking in the woods. It was nice, but nothing spectacular. So I guess this wraps it up for day 2. Day 3. Got pretty cold last night, down low 40s, and I only saw the one moose and a few deer out here. Maybe some more will show up. Gotta wrangle this bear can. I do not like using this thing. Heavy, hard to open. Alright, so I just want to give a little description of this campsite. This is the Summerland Park single campsite right here. It's enough for maybe, you could probably fit 3 tents in here if you had a 6-person group or something, but it's basically like an animal blind as campsite. You know, you can sit here, you can sit on this log, and you have the trees to screen you from this field, and you can just sit here and wait for somebody to come walking through the field. I was sitting out here eating dinner last night, and that moose walked through, and that was really cool. So I can sit here with the DSLR with the telephoto lens, just wait and see if anyone shows up. I was watching a deer a second ago. It was a buck with some new antlers growing. But I gotta pack up camp before too long, but maybe in the next 30 minutes I'll see something. Anyways, just want to highlight the animal watching aspects of this campsite. Day 3 of the hike, and I'm headed up to Marten campsite. A little more varied terrain than yesterday, walking on that road, kind of going up in the canyon here. The sun's right behind it, so I can't see it, but pretty incredible scenery. Alright, I just came up the trail from that direction. Look at the scenery. Look at that cliff up there. And then Cascade Falls is down there, but I haven't seen a trail to get down there yet. So maybe there will be one up here a little ways. I'd like to go down there and take some pictures. Hope something's up here. Here we go. Here's the side trail to Cascade Falls. Whoa. Wow, that's a big cascade. Cascade Falls. Look at the swimming hole. That is just epic. Deep enough to jump off those rocks into. But I don't know how to get there. It's a pretty steep drop from this side. Sounds like a big fall inside that canyon thing. That was awesome. Yeah, I just had to stop and take a look at this tree. This one right here. I'm gonna go on record as saying that's the largest tree I've ever seen. It's probably 4 feet at the base, 4 feet in diameter. And it's really hard to say how tall it is, but just guessing that's well in excess of 100 feet. I mean, maybe significantly more than that, it's hard to tell. But this stand here is gigantic. Gigantic, monstrous trees. Even the huge dead one is still being supported by those other ones because they're just so big. Here I am at Ptarmigan Creek, and I was just reading a sign over there that says that there's endangered Colorado cutthroat trout in this stream, so it's catch and release only for trout fishing. But I also wanted to again point out just the amount of deadfall in here that way, and then look up that way. Look at all that. You can't even see the creek for all the deadfall. So it's just no wonder that they get these terrible forest fires. Man, there's so much fuel laying around here. It's kind of alarming, honestly. I mean, look at this. Just, it looks like one of those piles of wood you see at the paper mill in West Point. I don't know if it's pine beetle damage or I don't know. I don't know what causes it. Alright, just rolled up on the campsite. Well, I guess not quite the campsite, but this is the turn off to go to the high lakes, Lake Nakoni and Lake Nanita, which are up there. I don't know if you can see that incredible mountain peak. I think that's Ptarmigan Towers. But anyways, I also think that there's some bad weather about to roll in, so I'm glad I'm at camp. It's an early day, but I'm already pretty tired. Yeah, I think there's definitely a storm coming in. I better go set up camp. Alright, now I made it. Oh, well, Pine Marten number 1. Let's see what this one looks like. I guess there's 2. This area is amazing, though. We'll fully check it out in a little bit. Want to do a quick product showcase. One thing that I carry that a lot of people don't is the Crazy Creek folding camp chair, and I think that this is one of the most underrated pieces of equipment that exists because it's definitely not considered an ultralight piece of gear. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. It's not the lightest. It weighs about 1.5 pounds, I think. But let me tell you, being able to lean back like this means the world on a long hike, on a long backpacking trip. Because if you didn't have this chair, what are the other options? You're just perching on logs or rocks all week. And most ultralight people carry the Z seat, which I also have, and that is a great piece of equipment. But if you're willing to take the weight penalty for the comfort for a few days, this is where it's at. Highly recommended. All right, this is the end of day 3 at the Pine Marten campsite. It's just about sunset. I just wanted to show off this view that's by the Pine Marten camp. My campsite is down there. You see my umbrella and tent through the trees. And then look at that mountain. That's amazing that we can be up here. I think this elevation's 9,600 feet, and I'm pretty sure that thing is like another 2,000 feet up above us. I'm pretty certain those are like 11.5. And we're just surrounded by them. It's almost like a canyon in here. But it's a pretty dusk. It's been raining off and on all afternoon. So I've had a really low-key afternoon. I just stayed in my tent. I was pretty tired. And listened to the rain, listened to some podcasts, and relaxed. Because it went pretty hard the last 2 days, so today was a little bit easier. But I think I'm about to call it quits for day 3, hump day. Oh, I hear thunder in the distance still. There was a storm that went south of us over there, but from the looks of it, we could definitely still get a storm tonight. So I'm gonna pack it up and get under my quilt and go to sleep. Okay, it's day 4 of my hike. I'm at the Marten campsite, and last night was the coldest night yet. It was down in the 30s this morning, and we had some rain at nightfall, so I had the tent closed up, and it stopped, and it was a really nice night. But sleeping next to this creek caused a tremendous amount of condensation inside my tent. It's just soaking wet. And so that was a real problem because I have warm clothes to deal with cold, that's no problem. But it's so wet, you can see it on the outside still, but it's the same way on the inside. And, you move around and it's like raining from the fly down on you. So that's no good. But, as soon as the sun hits it, it'll dry really fast up here. I have every confidence it'll be bone dry in an hour. But anyways, I got my coffee made. I already ate some breakfast, and just looking around at the forest because it's so cool. But we'll go back up to this rock and see if we can get a view of anything. I stashed my bear can in that area last night between those logs. Love the look of the lichen growing all over these old dead pine trees. Alright, today's day 4 of the hike. And this section is a day hike out and back from Marten Camp to Lakes Nokoni and Nanita. And I believe the elevation change, I think camp is at 9,600 feet, and the lakes, I think the upper one is about 11,000. I'll have to check on that. So we're gonna have a hike up, see the lakes, and then hike back down. But just want to comment on how wildly the temperature has swung. When I woke up around 5, it was definitely in the 30s. It was very cold. I had on my wool long layers, hat, cold. And now it's about 9:45 and definitely in the 70s already. And I already feel like I'm maybe gonna start sweating. So, that's like 40-degree temperature change in just a couple hours. Pretty wild. So anyways, we'll get this hike out. feature I wanted to point out. On the opposite mountain over there, you can see like clearings in the trees, and looks like all the trees fell, you know, downhill. Pretty sure that's avalanche scar, which is, you know, you would never see that in Virginia, or I don't even know where you would see it on the East Coast at all. First glimpse of Ptarmigan Towers. Those peaks are over 12,000 feet. Alright, back in camp. Looks like the sun dried off all that condensation, and with the sun shining on us, it is pretty hot up here. And given that I've been out in the woods for 4 days and actually haven't taken a shower in like almost a week, I think I'm gonna do my best to get in this creek and rinse off. Ice cold. Yeah, that was refreshing. That water is ice cold. They talk about whatever ice cold stuff from the Rockies. That's it right there. That's the stuff. So, just enjoying dinner on my last night in the backcountry and soaking up this view. I walked up to these rocks next to camp just to watch the sun shine off of that mountain right there. And I mean, you can't ask for a better dinner spot than this. This right here is why you come out here, you know, enjoy a view like this. It's the end of day 4, end of my day hike day, and my second night here at Pine Marten camp. And I know that you can't see it with this camera, but I just had a really cool view all the way up there at that mountain top, and then directly above is like, you can see a cliff with all the trees on it, and then up above that is the quarter moon, and it's just a really pretty sight. But that's it. Another day for the books, and I'm gonna attempt a alpine start tomorrow. Get up and get going at first light, and be on the trail early so I can get up and over Flattop Mountain earlier than I came in the other day. All right. Last day. Time to get up. All right, all packed up. Got everything out of this campsite. Just double checking. 7 a.m. Not exactly alpine start, but a little earlier than I've been getting moving on this trip. Just trying to get up and over Flattop Mountain before mid-afternoon, because last time it took me longer than I anticipated. Back to the main trail. So I came from this way 2 days ago and then went up this side trail. So now headed to Bear Lake, which is 10.1, by way of Flattop Mountain, which is 5.8. So that's why I wanted to get a bit of an early start. Look at the sun just hitting the peaks up there. That's Ptarmigan Towers, where we saw yesterday at Lake Anita and Lake Nakoni. But yeah, another big day of hiking. Last one, got 10.1. It's not, the mileage is pretty average. That would be, for me, a kind of non-through hiker type. That'd be a good day, 10.1. But the thing here is that I think we got about 3,500 feet of elevation gain going up over Flattop Mountain. And this is at, you know, I think we're going from 9,500 to 12,300 or something like that. I don't know if that math works out totally, but the point is it's a lot of elevation. Looking from the trail across this way, that the big mountain there is Ptarmigan Mountain, and that's where I hiked yesterday. Lake Nakoni is in the bowl there in front of the mountain, and I hiked up through the little cut, and Lake Nanita is on the backside of that, and so we're just kind of looking across the valley and up toward Ptarmigan Mountain where I hiked yesterday. Looks like we've just about reached the point of no return before we go up to Treeline, and they put these warning signs up here. Mountains don't care. You will physically perish beyond this point. So I hear the stream. I think this is the water source right here. I'm gonna fill up, eat a snack, and get ready to do the really hard part of this trail. Alright, I just came up out of the trees, coming up out of Treeline, and right over there is an elk sitting by himself. That's pretty awesome. Finally some cool wildlife. So I'm going to try and get my telephoto lens out and hopefully get some pictures of them. Wow, that was awesome. There was 3 and I think a 4th elk right here, and I was able to get a couple pictures. I had a little snafu with my battery dying, of course, right then, but still managed to get a couple pictures and video of the elk. That was awesome. I'm really excited about that. Really wanted to see more wildlife on this trip, so that was cool. And I guess it's possible there could be more up here. Yeah, he's still down there in the woods. Alright, back up above Treeline, and it's really starting to warm up now that I'm in the sun, so I had to put the hat, the short sleeves on. But you can kind of see where I came from. Came out of that valley there, kind of around the mountain, hiked up around the side, and then you can actually see the trail all the way down there. Look at that little rat thing. I think that's a pika. I think they should be called Pikachu. Anyways, trail came up through those woods, and way down at the bottom of this hill is where I saw this elk a few minutes ago. But yeah, up in the exposed part again, these switchbacks are pretty wild. Lots of extreme runners out today. I've already passed a bunch. I already passed a girl who started out of Grand Lake, where I went through like 2 days ago. She said she started at 6 a.m. So that's pretty beast. Also, out there, I mean, it looks like haze, but that is smoke from forest fires somewhere. I caught a whiff of it earlier. Actually, I think I can smell it right now, as a matter of fact. So yeah, a lot of smoke, haze today. No clouds yet. So let's go up there. Crazy ass marmot jumped out right in front of me. Look at this. Seems like a relentless section of switchbacks. There's a spring at 11,500 feet. I think I'm off the switchbacks. I think I'm done, which is great news. But I know there's still more uphill, but at least that section's knocked out. Made it back to the trail junction up here on the Continental Divide. So we're looking roughly east over toward the front range of the Rockies. And then over there is west, the west side of the Continental Divide. And you can see the trail that I hiked out on Sunday when I started out this loop. So this is the end of it. There's Hallett Peak. CDT, the Continental Divide Trail. Also known as Tanahutu Trail that way, and North Inlet Trail where I just came from. We're up on the top of Flattop Mountain. So that's looking west, to the west side of the divide. There's Hallett Peak. And in the distance way over there is Long's Peak, 14,200 something feet. So we're at 12,300 now. That thing's 2,000 feet higher than what I'm at right now. That's crazy. The Rockies are crazy. But now we're headed down. It's all downhill from here. Oh, there's some glaciers over there. Really like the slant feature. It's like a meadow was pushed up in the air and drops off these big cliffs on the other side. I'm just blasting down this hill. This is probably the fastest pace I've had this whole hike. Pretty views, but the clouds are building, so I do want to get down. Almost back into the tree line. I think they call that first part with the scraggly plants and trees, I think they call that Krumholtz. But now we're looking at Long's Peak. And I think that lake is, I think that's Crystal Lake, but I'm not sure about that. I check on a map. Now we're back where all the people are. Very crowded over here. Right, down here in the woods. Not too much further to go. Just a little bit more of this, and we'll be back to Bear Lake. The completion of my trip and back where I started. Hey, it was really nice meeting you too. We gotta do the hiker fist bump. Right. Yeah.
Enjoy your shower.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.